I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, my dearest brothers and sisters from Mother Africa. You know this, and I know this. The cards that we have been dealt in this world or this planet Earth, they are the worst. That is a fact. You know this for sure. So I'm not speculating. So the thing is, obviously I've been in Uganda for a couple of months and I decided to come back to UAE. My main mission of coming back is basically to look at the aftermath of all the things that I was yelling about, the deportations, and to see what happened after all those deportations, you know. The other thing is to see if there is still a chance for an African in the UAE. And I'm coming on the positive side because I want us Africans to understand that the cards we have been dealt, they are really bad. But don't worry, I believe in us. I believe that we are by far the most resilient, the most hardworking, which is because the cards we've been dealt are bad, so we have to work around whatever we have. The thing is, yes, it is still bad in the UAE. I mean, the racism is still bad and it's not about to stop. Obviously, it doesn't mean we should stop talking about it. No, we should continue talking about all these issues, but they are not going to stop. We just need to figure out a way to work around them and, you know, be smarter. We are smart for sure, so we just need to be smarter and make do what we have been dealt. So by far, getting a job in Dubai is still always going to be a hassle for an African. And I'm going to talk extensively about how to get a job if you are an African, especially if you are a professional, you are qualified, you went to school, you have a bachelor's degree, or you have a diploma. I'm going to talk extensively how to do that because I'm doing a deep dive in trying to understand exactly how one can do this because I'm a professional myself, and all the years that I've been in the UAE, I've never had a job that is in my field. So right now, that's my mission. I may be able, if I get a good job, I might actually work, yeah? But most importantly, I'm doing research to find out how any other person with any other profession, not just my profession, can come and build a career in the UAE. So the cards we've been dealt are bad for sure. It's not about to change. That's the sad part. It will change for sure because I talked about the fact that Africa is uniting. Right now, if you are following events or things that are actually happening politically in Africa, you see so many countries rising up against this modern day colonialism and that is something that is towards the right direction of Africa uniting. There are so many countries that are uniting or opening business borders to other African countries, which to me is something that I've always thought about, and I'm like, if Africans were able to do business amongst each other without all these other like visa restrictions or any other tariffs that come about for one Africa country to another. So I believe Africa is uniting. So what I know for a fact is that change is coming, but it might not come in our generation. We have to make do of the cards that we have been dealt, yeah? So here's the thing. If you want to come and work in the UAE, it is still very much possible, and obviously in separate videos I'm going to talk extensively on how to apply for opportunities, apply to these jobs in the UAE. But in this video I want to basically talk about the cards that we've been dealt. They are bad, and we have to work around what we have. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of clashback, especially from my TikTok, because I've changed my tone. Yeah, and some people are like, I used to like you when you were talking about the racism in the UAE. I actually am still talking about it, but I've just changed my tone. And for some Africans who are angry, who are rightfully angry, by the way, because of all the racism they might have faced, all the segregation they have faced, they were like, okay, this person is our ally. Now that my tone has changed, in a way I'm like, okay, when I look at it from the other person's perspective, I understand why they don't want to rent to me in their apartment. Yes, makes me angry, makes me sad, But I kind of get it. And not so many people can actually get it because you have to be really rational in your mindset. You have to be so rational in your thinking. You have to think things through. You have to put yourself in the other person's shoes. You have to change perspectives. If you use one singular lens to look at everything, you may not be able to understand why building owner doesn't want to rent to you. Yes, it is racism, it is stereotype, but sometimes you just need to look at things from the other person's perspective. This way, at least you can understand. And once you understand, then you have a comeback. For example, if you approach someone and you want to rent in their building and they tell you, no, we do not rent to Africans, if you understand why they just made that statement, instead of lashing back and calling them names, you might be able like, hey, I understand with Africans the history is like this and this. Like if you rent to an African, they're going to make petitions and fill the room with so many people. But no, it is different for me. I can promise you that if you rent to me, I'm not going to be the stereotype that you have in mind. You understand? So when I come with a changed tone, when I come with another perspective or non-aggressive kind of talking, so many Africans who were riding with me in the riot that I was starting and complaining about, all the racism. They're like, hey, you're not with us anymore. Get out. But I want to say I understand you guys as well, totally, because I was in that position of being so angry at the system of another country. I expected more, and right now I expect much less. So that's why my tone has changed. That's why I'm not fazed if someone tells me I don't rent to Africans. It doesn't faze me. I'll try to make my case. I'll try to explain to them. I try to make them understand that I understand why they don't want to rent to me, and if still they are not going to, just move on. So that kind of changed tone doesn't seem to slide with my current followers. But I'll still keep saying my piece. I'll keep telling you guys what I think, because this is my channel, first of all, and this is my journey that I document. This is my take on things, and I don't expect my take on things to be the same as everyone else. I understand that people who followed me, they followed me because they agreed with the take that I had. And I hope that you will continue following me. And maybe if you are rational, you can just listen, and if you disagree, you can go ahead and disagree in the comment section. Also, it's not like everyone who was following me agreed with the message that I was putting across. Some people did follow me because in general, they listen to the other, want to hear what the other person's perspective is on things, even if they don't agree, which is also the kind of person that I am. The people I follow on the internet doesn't mean I always agree with them, yeah? So I hope to continue giving value on this channel, and I hope you guys enjoy watching my videos for sure, because apart from the fact that I give my take, I also hope people enjoy watching me, because it's also important to me that people enjoy watching me. So right now I'm seated in, how do they call this place? But they are mainly Filipino. There are shops, there's food, there's a lot of food for sure. Like we gotta be the food court. If this was a mall, this would qualify as the food court. But it's kind of beautiful lights. The vibes are usually in the evening, so during the day it's completely closed. So right now this is around opening time. Yeah, I like obviously eating from such places because first of all it is cheap, and the other thing is the vibe, beautiful lights. Yep, that's it. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe.